Hi, I'm Tera Erway sitting in for Jessica Lahr, and this is a look at your week in the Finger Lakes. It's hard to believe, but September is here, and Labor Day weekend will usher in the end of summer and the start of a new school year. You wouldn't know it was September when you stepped outside, though, and the hot, humid weather is expected to continue right through the holiday weekend. After a slightly cooler front moves through on Thursday, temperatures will remain in the mid-80s for daytime highs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and might push towards 90 degrees on Monday. The good news is that there will be plenty of sun and no rain is expected until Tuesday at the earliest. A perfect forecast for the last summer weekend in the Finger Lakes. For the complete local forecast and live radar images, visit our local weather center online or on the fingerlakes1.com Android or iPhone app. The Great New York State Fair is underway through Labor Day at the State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, and scheduled to play Chevy Court this weekend is the Jacksons on Saturday night and the Steve Miller Band on Sunday. You can find everything you need to know about the fair at newyorkstatefair.org or at the Life section on fingerlakes1.com. The Brew and Brats concert series continues, featuring the Big Blue House from 8 to 9 Saturday at Arbor Hill Wineries in Naples. Also check this out. If you're in Naples, more than 200 works of art will be on display from artists on the porch on Saturday from 12 to 3. King Ferry Winery is hosting their annual Trey Levon Field Days with live music, award-winning wines, craft beer, and local food trucks from 1 to 9 on Saturday. Honeoye is hosting Captain Redbeard's Festival Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 9. The Pirate and Celtic theme event offers a parade, a pirate ship battle, a cardboard race, and much more. The Geneva Lakefront Park is host to many summer events, and this Friday through Sunday is the Finger Lakes Fire and Smoke Barbecue Festival and Competition, hosted by the Shortsville Smokers and Barbecue Team. The mission for the delicious event is to raise funds for college scholarships, and there will be plenty of great food, drinks, and music for all during the entire weekend. Canandaigua has plenty going on this weekend. Saturday, the city will host their annual wine walk where you can sample a wide variety of the region's wines while visiting various restaurants, galleries, and merchants along Main Street. Later in the evening, preparations begin for the annual Ring of Fire, a tradition held on beautiful Canandaigua Lake since 1953. People and businesses along the shores of the lake light fires, starting with a ceremonial lighting of the top of the Bear Hill in celebration of peace and bountiful autumn harvest. In Seneca Falls, it's the annual St. Anthony's Italian Festival, which was cut from the normal 3 days to 2 days at the SMS Field on Ovid Street. This year's festival will run from Friday night through Saturday night and will be chock full of great live music, rides, games, and some amazing food options. For the motorcycle lovers in the region, Watkins Glen Hidden Valley Camp Group is hosting the Finger Lakes Bike Rally Friday through Saturday. The 3-day event offers camping, dinners, bands, and even a flea market. The final summer concert at the Lighthouse at Sodas Point is Sunday afternoon. Enjoy a free concert featuring music from the Starlight Orchestra. The kickoff of the local high school football season is Friday night, with Waterloo at Palmac, Penn Yan at Wayne, the Geneva Panthers on the road against rival Newark, Dundee at Minders, Lions at Midlakes, Red Jacket against South Seneca and Trumansburg, and Marcus Whitman traveling to face Clyde Savannah. On Saturday, Canandaigua opens their season at home against Greece Olympia at 2 o'clock. We'll have all the results at our sports page or on the fingerlakes1.com app. The Syracuse Orange football team also opens their 2015 campaign at home in the Carrier Dome against Rhode Island on Friday night at 7 o'clock. The game can be seen online at ESPN3.com. Whatever your plans are, we hope you have a chance to relax with friends and family and soak in a great extended holiday weekend and the last blast of true summer fun here in the Finger Lakes. I'll be back in less than 60 seconds with our top 5 local photos of the week and this week's highlights from fingerlakes1.tv.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's no place you can get it. At fingerlakes1.com. Come on over to fingerlakes1.com. Make us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlickswine.com. Come on and join the fun, log on to Finger Lakes Wine.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
With the wonderful late summer weather we've been enjoying, you can bet we received a ton of awesome local photos. Here are our top 5 for the last week. Coming in at number 5, it was a beautiful night last Friday night at Buttonwood Grove Winery. The full moon, live music, great food and wine inspired Lisa Dupre to capture this image. In the 4th spot, in recognition of their 55th year in business in Waterloo, Senator Mike Nozzolio recently stopped by Max Drive-In and met with the current and past owners to present them with a special New York State legislative proclamation in recognition of their tremendous business success. At 3, Rachel Burkholder was at the Pavilion at Lodi Point, which was empty at sunset on Sunday night, but there were several people nearby enjoying the perfect summer evening by the beach. At number 2, Shelley Lannon was happy to see this trio of deer in a field in Clifton Springs on Saturday evening, as she had been driving by almost daily trying to spot them. And finally, check out our photo of the week by Rachel Burkholder, who caught the end to another warm day and another spectacular sunset as we're all trying to savor every moment of summer before it's over for another year. This was the view from Lodi Point in southern Seneca County on Sunday evening. Looking for dinner and a movie this weekend? Here's what's playing in local theaters. No Escape, starring Owen Wilson and Pierce Brosnan, is showing in Auburn, Canandaigua, Eastview Mall, Lake Street Plaza in Penn Yan, and the Geneva Movieplex. Also showing locally, Straight Outta Compton, Sinister 2, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, The Transporter Refueled, and Hitman Agent 47. For complete show times at theaters close to you, click on Movie Times at our homepage or on the FingerLakes1.com app. If you missed it on FingerLakes1.tv this week, United States Treasurer Rosie Rios was in Seneca Falls on Monday afternoon for a special town hall meeting at the Wesleyan Chapel, the site of the first Women's Rights Convention in 1848. She led a discussion on which great woman should be chosen to appear on the new $10 bill.
To be at the Alice Paul Institute in New Jersey, and I got to tell you, for me, this has been kind of a historical renaissance. I did not come in to my job when I was part of the Treasury Federal Reserve Transition Team in the fall of 2008. Coming into that crisis on day 1, I did not come in here with that agenda at all about women's rights, about anything along those lines. It was just kind of obvious to me. I call myself an accidental feminist. I had no idea. I had no idea until you dig deeper and you learn about all these amazing women. And so, when I walked through the Hall of Fame, which was absolutely jaw-dropping, and it does surprise me, they have 256 people on that wall. 256 women on that wall. And I'd be curious if our kids can name 5 of them, or 10 of them. It would be a miracle if I actually thought that was happening. So what's happening here with the mills across the way, all the great work that's being done to honor women, and not just today's women, yesterday's women, and tomorrow's women. These women and boys who are here for that reason, to make a point. This isn't about our conversation today, it's also what happens tomorrow. This is something that I hope will sustain itself. And it's funny, someone asked me that question recently in a not so nice way of, am I trying to rewrite history? And it was interesting. It was interesting. It took me by surprise, but I thought about it for half a second, and I thought to myself, yes, I am. Absolutely. No one stands one stands alone. I am on the shoulders of a lot of great women who have stood in this hall, who were arrested in nearby areas, who served their time, who devoted their lives endlessly so that we would have the privilege of electing our leadership, or of living free lives, or of raising our families the way we want to raise our families. I am one of 9 kids. I have 6 sisters, there's 6 girls in my family, and my mom raised us as a single parent. So when people, and sent all 9 of us to college, so when people ask me, about this effort, it's about me. It is about my mom. And it is about my daughter, who's 15 and is going to definitely rule the world, no doubt in my mind, that she is going to rule the world. I keep saying everything I do, when I grow up, I want to be her. I keep saying that, I want to be her when I grow up, because there's nothing that's going to stop her. And you don't want her to be the only person, the only female at the table. That's for sure. And so what we have now, we have 5 years. 5 years to show what's happened over the last 100. And hopefully to show what will happen over the next 100. So that our granddaughters, our foremothers, and everyone will be honored in the way that they should be honored. So thank you all for coming. I am going to spend a little bit of time. If folks have other comments they want to share with me, I'd be happy to hear those comments. Thank you all, and thank you so much for coming.
The full hour-and-a-half long town meeting can be seen in its entirety at FingerLakes1.tv or at the FingerLakes1.tv tab on our smartphone app. On Monday morning's Weber This Week's show, Finger Lakes Times columnist Josh Durso was in studio and talked about the delays and opposition in the Lago Casino and Resort development in northern Seneca County.
What's your feeling about this Lago delays? I understand the Casino Free, led by the Dollies, who have been on my show, are anti-casino. That's a small faction. It's certainly evident, and it's, I don't know if you wrote about it. I know other people have. They're getting financial assistance from Turning Stone and Finger Lakes Racino financially, because you wonder how a small group of 12 or 14 people can afford the expensive attorneys involved. They don't come cheap. We found out how that happens because they're getting checks from the other casinos that don't want Lago to open. What is your take on what's been developing behind the scenes? I'm, for one, thinking it's going to happen. What's your take?
I think we're at a stage of it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. I feel like a lot of people, if you're talking about, what the percentage split is, maybe it's like an 80-20, maybe it's like a 70-30 pro versus against. I mean, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to following the procedures that are in place that need to be followed, getting to a amicable end, and everyone accepting the outcome. I think that's a big part of what kind of remains to be seen is those that are opposed to it. How long are they going to continue to fight? Is this going to be something that after the final hammer drops and we have a building out there, are they going to be picketing the site when they're opening up, right? So I mean, that's kind of I think that's where a lot of people are kind of wondering, and even me at this point, it's really, I don't think I'm as confident as you are in the fact that it's actually going to be there, but I think that at the end of the day, there's going to be a very, very, very hard fight no matter what.
So you do see maybe a sense of picketers walking up and down where they could walk on the not
their
property.
I feel like we've gotten to a point, excuse me, where we picket or we protest almost anything that we don't like.
This is America,
stage, right?
This
It's absolutely in everyone's right to do that. Just one of those things, though, that it kind of remains to be seen, and we just got to wait it out, and it would, in my opinion, be good for the area, for the region as a whole. We do rely on tourism, so it's kind of, it's opposed to logic, I feel like, to say that more people coming into the area when we rely on tourism is a bad thing, right?
On
Well, you know,
Tuesday afternoon,
speaking of
Sal
lager, of course, that's
Franzone,
what I mean.
owner of the popular Ticino's restaurants in Waterloo and Geneva, was a guest on the Healthy Cooking Show with Jim and Marilyn Barrow. In this clip, Sal talks about some of the most popular items on their expansive menu.
So let's talk about what's on this wonderful, wonderful menu of yours. Let's start out with some of the appetizers that are somewhat unique that we both like. Always like greens and beans.
Greens and beans, yes.
And
They
you,
do a
and
really
you do
good
it
job
with the
on it.
sausage and the beans
Yeah,
and the
sausage
escargot.
and the escargot and navy beans and a lot of garlic.
Well,
Very
Yeah.
popular dish. You know, some variations call for a dry greens and beans, and we add a little juice to it to make it,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
almost like as a soup.
Yeah.
Right.
A more traditional greens
Right.
and beans. It's very popular. Very popular. Very
It
simple
should be.
recipe.
It's a great dish. And the calamari, again, a little twist.
Yeah.
Because now you got the fried calamari, but then you're doing something extra with it.
Yeah.
With the rings of, is it a pickled?
Banana pepper rings.
Yeah.
Is that what
Banana
they are?
peppers, yeah, banana pepper rings. Yeah.
That are absolutely wonderful. And don't you serve that on spinach?
That is spinach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, it's a very popular dish. And the funny thing is, you know, we used to just serve fried calamari with a side of cocktail sauce, or dipping, or red sauce. You know, sales they moved, but once we switched it and gave it a little twist, a more traditional twist, it's flying out the door. It's become a very popular appetizer.
Great.
And your paninis are, I enjoy your Italian paninis with your capogol and your salami and your provolone, and you press them.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, the bread that you use in your paninis, where do you get?
It comes from our purveyor. It comes through Cisco.
Yeah, okay. Good.
You know,
good bread.
there's different variations. Basically, you turn any bread into a panini.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you grill it, and you.
Yeah.
This flatbread panini gives us, you know, the ability to make it at will on the go. We don't use a press. We use a flat top because the paninis already come
Yeah.
pre-marked, pre-grilled, and so forth.
Okay.
And it's just it's a novelty that came out last year to the purveyor, and then they introduced it to us, and we took it on board, and it's been very, very popular.
I can see why.
Yeah.
You also make a hell of an eggplant parmesan that you can put into a nice hot sandwich that is very good. Some of your entree dishes, a little bit different. You frutta di mare, but it's a forno. It's
Forno, yes.
Yeah, it's baked.
Yes, it's frutta di mare al forno. It's basically crab meat, scallops, and shrimp, and an Asiago cheese cream sauce, and we combine it all together and make a thick cheese sauce and put it in a boat, and then put some panko breading on the top and bake it in the oven.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
We
it's
haven't
very
had
good.
it. We're going to have to try that. And you have a little twist on the steak caprese,
Steak caprese, yes.
which is a sirloin or a strip steak, right?
Yeah, it's a
But-
strip steak. Yeah.
But now, the caprese? You think of tomatoes, and
Mozzarella.
but there's other things in there. Spinach.
We instead of just putting tomatoes and mozzarella on top, we mix together spinach, bruschetta tomatoes, and fresh mozzarella, and bake it on top of the steak. Well, traditionally bistecca in Italian.
Yes.
So we put that on top, and we bake it in the oven after the steak's been grilled on the grill, you know, to serving temp. And when it comes out, we finish it with fresh basil and a drizzle of balsamic reduction.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
This sounds good. You also have a stuffed rigatoni, but you serve it with a vodka sauce.
Yes.
Which is a little different, and right now there's a lot of places that do a vodka sauce, and I love a vodka sauce and a good combination of stuffing the rigatonis with that. That's got to be when you stuff the rigatoni. You're using a squeezy, or how do you?
Yeah, I like to take credit for that, but
You
know,
get 'em already-
we get them already done.
Oh,
That's a
there
lot
you
of
go.
work.
I know
Yeah.
it is. It is a lot.
The
of
amounts
work.
we go through in the course of a week, you know, we find a product line and we stick with it and we test it and then we stick with it. But
Okay.
they do a good job. Our purveyors do a good job, and that's one line that we brought in. That traditionally, you know, you eat chicken riggies.
Yes.
Instead of doing just a traditional chicken riggies with a rigatoni, we decided to do a stuffed rigatoni with the ricotta cheese inside and so forth.
Oh, that's great.
And it's been a very popular dish. Actually, for the last 3 years, we've had it on the menu. so-
Now, how is you do a chicken marsala,
Yes.
which is in a marsala wine and mushroom sauce.
Yes.
I would think that would be fairly is very good.
That is a very good dish. It's been one of our staple dishes. Has been on our menu for 20 years. We
Right.
opened with that same recipe, and it's not the typical Marsala wine brown sauce. It's a Marsala wine cream sauce that we do the dish with, and it just throws a different flair. And it's been one of our staple dishes that years ago we opened with. So.
Yeah, so when you're trying to find new recipes, I mean, are you seeing people's taste change, or you're just trying things?
Trends definitely change.
Yes.
Times change. 15 years ago, beef, was
Beef
hot.
was a big thing,
and
yes.
It was a big thing. Then chicken became very popular. Now it's pork.
Yes.
There's all these trends that are coming out, and you adapt to the times.
You had a special for lunch,
Which I had,
was
what I
a
loved.
pork,
A grilled pork.
grilled pork salad.
Yes.
That was excellent.
That,
really,
yeah,
really
that
a
was
nice,
my last
nice
meal
dish.
there that I really, really enjoyed.
In our lunch specials, we've been doing this for the last 2 years, where we come up with a lunch special menu, 8 items, and we offer it for about 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks.
And you change.
And then we change, and it gives people the ability to look forward and say, here's a menu that's going to be available for the next 6 weeks. I come in today, I'm going to try this, and another week I'm going to try this. And if they like the item that they ate, they can go back and know that it's going to be on the menu, instead of running the day-to-day specials where you don't know,
Right.
where
Right.
the chef's choice.
Yeah.
Now, is your menu the same in Geneva as it is in
Yes.
Waterloo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we run.
Kenny's
And do you
Stepeni's
have a
returned
private
for a
room
7th
in
season this
Geneva or
week.
just-
And in the following clip, Kenny Haas is looking forward to the St. Anthony Festival in Seneca Falls this weekend.
Just talking about this week's celebration in Seneca Falls, the annual Labor Day celebration, the St. Anthony's Italian Festival. Yes, it's that time. Come get your pasta fazool. Come get your fried dough. Come get all your treats on 2 days this year. That's right, 2 days. Because, the last 2 years, weather has not cooperated with the festival. And they were wondering, how are we going to do it if the weather isn't going to cooperate? Well, the thing is, let's try these 2 days this year. Hopefully it'll get back to 3 days. But also I want to say congratulations to Lou Razzieri, who this year is the recipient of the Father Beattini Award. My hat's off to you, Lou. Good job. Now we go from St. Anthony's.
It's great to have Kenny
quickly
back, and
talking
he'll have a
about
new episode
Hurricane.
every Tuesday morning at 10:30 through early April. On the latest edition of the Finger Lakes Golfer podcast, a review of Travis Mathieu golf apparel.
This week we have Travis Mathieu golf apparel. As you can see, I'm wearing a Travis Mathieu hat.
Nice hat.
You have a t-shirt on. I think Rhett's wearing a golf shirt and hat as well. Very nice. Very stylish, I would say.
Very hip stuff.
Yeah, agree. Very comfortable as well.
They have, and one thing, they have such a big selection of hats.
Yeah.
Their golf hats are awesome. They're,
Yeah, it's like I said, we've talked about Link Soul and Cricket, more classic design.
Yeah.
Travis Mathieu, it seems to be more of a modern feel, somewhere caught between that classic look and an Under Armour type of look. But I'll tell you, when I see someone in a Travis Mathieu golf shirt, I more than anybody else, I say, "Hey, nice shirt."
Yeah.
Where'd you see that? I hadn't seen that before. And more often than not, when a shirt at a golf course that somebody's wearing catches my eye, it's a Travis Mathieu.
Yeah.
And it's strange because it's an understated type of style. It's a unique style.
they use, you notice they use a lot of clean lines.
Yeah.
Like this shirt. It's two different colors, but then they'll have the shirts with the lines across with multiple different colors in them, but they don't go like all the way up and down the shirt.
Right.
Very clean lines on them, and but the cut is very it's a athletic, slim fitting cut more so. You can see by who they have in their stable of golfers that they have. They're going for younger, hipper.
Keegan
look.
Bradley.
Keegan Bradley,
Yeah.
Charlie Hoffman, Matt Jones, who hit that shot out of the hospitality tent in the Travis Mathieu shirt, looking good doing it.
Yep.
Their look is unique, for sure. They have a lot of different stuff though too. They have head covers. They make phone cases, T-shirts. But one of the best things, their slogan is awesome. Sorry for being awesome. Is their slogan. So
yeah, that is cool.
When I saw that shirt, I got when Bubba Watson won his first Masters. He was with Travis Mathieu then. And,
right.
They had the shirt with the shot, and the ball was highlighted in pink, and everything else was black and white. And at the bottom, it just said "Sorry for being awesome." And
right.
Look at the belts on these kids.
Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Gotta get one of those for Carter.
Yeah, look at that. So yeah, to me, it's a brand that's not out in your face, but when you see it, it's different, and like I say, you're compelled to take a second look and tell whoever's at the nice shirt, where'd you get that?
Right.
Well, what's different is if you take and look at Nike and Under Armour, they all kind of have the same look, right? It's hard to tell the difference unless you see the logo.
It's the bright colors. And
Travis Matthew stands out. Different from them.
Right.
If I see you in that shirt from a distance, I know it's not Under Armour, or I know it's not Nike, or.
So where'd you get that shirt? What
Right.
shirt is that? It's Travis Matthew. Oh yeah, I've heard of them. They make nice stuff.
And the logo does look good on a hat.
Yeah,
And there's just a ton of stuff to choose from at their website at travismatthew.com. That's no S, 1T, travismatthew.com. And their new fall lines just got posted to their website recently. So if you do go to their website,
Check out all of this week's episodes at fingerlakes1.tv or on the Finger Lakes One TV tab on our app. All of our audio programming is also streaming in rotation on Finger Lakes One Radio. Thanks for joining me for another edition of Finger Lakes Weekly. Jessica will be back next Wednesday afternoon. For FingerLakes1.com, I'm Tera Erway. Have a great holiday weekend in the Finger Lakes.